Hi, I'm Ed Winchester, your host for this evening. Welcome to the very first episode of Kings of Kingswinford, a show for strong, confident men. Of course, we also welcome our female viewers, but only the sexy ones. What a show we have for you today. Our guest this evening has not only rocked the art world, but shocked it to its very, very foundations. If you haven't guessed, his name is Mr Shitehouse. His artwork is far from ordinary. He has caused shock and astonishment with his bold and daring piece, Crap on a Stick, which was literally human faeces in a glass container with twigs thrown in. His new masterpiece is also enjoying critical acclaim, and it's also my personal favourite, which is called Knackered Duvet, which is an old duvet set on fire in his back garden. In this exclusive interview, we will hear Shitehouse talk openly about his early aspirations to become an apprentice jockey, his battle with morbid obesity. Also, I'll be asking him about the recent controversies in his private life which have dogged him and which have caused some people to question Shitehouse's integrity. So please give it up, a warm welcome to the incomparable Mr Shitehouse. Mr Shitehouse, lovely to see you.
Good to see you, Ed. Good to see you.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
What an absolute honour and a privilege to have somebody of your calibre on our show.
You're welcome.
So Mr Shitehouse, I've got to start off. It's a very unusual name. How did you come about that name, Shitehouse? I'm guessing that's not the name you was born with.
No, you are correct. I was actually born Whitehouse. But it's a very bland name. I mean, how far does that get you, Whitehouse? I mean, you look at some of the most famous people around, the celebrities going this day and age. You've got the famous David White, who became David Jason, the actor. You've got Reginald Dwight, who became, obviously, Elton Jones, the musician. And the most, I would say, famous out of all of them, Aubrey Pickett, who became Britney Spears, that wonderful actress. So I wanted a name that really represented who I was.
Yes.
And I think Shitehouse represents exactly who I am.
So Shitehouse represents the totality of your human nature.
Exactly.
You are a Shitehouse.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, you've probably been asked that question a few times. But,
Many a time.
But anyway, let's get back onto your past. Just tell me a bit about your background. I know I mentioned in the opening that you was obviously an apprentice jockey, which is a very valiant occupation.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that, and why didn't that work out for yourself?
Well, I was brought up as a jockey, Ed, and I had national and internationally, in fact, trials with English schools, and I was doing very well until I got to the age of 13 and became, no other way to put it, very obese.
Morbidly obese, I think.
Yeah, literally I could not ride the horse anymore. I was very, very overweight.
Very fat.
Very fat.
Yes.
A chocolate bar that you might be familiar with called a toffee crisp. And basically I was addicted to them and I could not put them down, and the horses couldn't cope, literally, and it was the end of the era for me. So I looked at the next best thing that was in my interest, if you like, which was art.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I mean, a jockey going into the art world, very similar professions. I mean,
Very.
yes, I can understand that totally.
Very much so.
Let's go further. Let's talk about this artistic life that you've been living. How long have you appreciated good art?
Pretty much from the time I can remember. I mean, literally from when I came from the wound.
You mean the womb, your mother's womb?
Oh, right. Yes. My mother's womb, yes.
Right. Thank you for clarifying it was from the womb.
Right.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
It's actually one of your fans, one of your greatest fans, Delicious Deirdre.
Haha. Wonderful.
You might know her. I know she writes
Hi
to
there,
you a
Deirdre.
lot. Yeah, Deirdre. We love you, Deirdre. If you could go back in time, which era would you go back to, and why?
What a question. What a question. Never been asked that question before. Well, you've got so many eras. I mean, I would love to have been in the 60s. The swinging 60s, the Beatles. You've got the flares of the 70s.
Yes.
You've got the 80s with the big hair.
Brilliant days. Yes.
George Michael's, Elton Jones's, and of course, Michael and the Chimp. But I'm going to go for something more specific. 1914 to 1918. That's the era I'm going to go for.
That's a very strange time to go for you to actually want to be in, because obviously that was where the World War was, where there was rationing, there was people fighting, there's husbands leaving their wives for like years at a time.
Yes, but think about it, Ed. Think about it. You've got an opportunity. You've got an opportunity to represent your country, to represent freedom. You're fighting for your fellow man. You're fighting for your fellow woman.
Yes.
You're fighting for freedom.
Yes.
And it's a chance to get together for the greater cause. Really, you've got an opportunity to be away from your wife, if you're lucky, for up to 4 years. And imagine all that nagging that you wouldn't have to go through for a whole 4 years of being away from your wife. That was what I would think. And I have to say this, and it is a bit personal.
Yes.
My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was actually a colonel who led the military in World War One. His name was Colonel Hall. He had a bit of a twitch, which set him back at times, but he was a man that I looked up to. He was a pioneer of the strong, independent man.
Not the
movement.
Colonel.
The Colonel Hall.
The Colonel Hall.
Yeah, I'm related to him.
So that was your great.
Exactly.
Great grandfather. Wow, he's a very admirable man. Very admirable man.
Well, he was, like I say, he was a strong man. He would be classed these days as maybe a bit of a chauvinist. Touchy subject, I know, with the women out there. But he was a man of integrity and a man who knew his worth and knew what he wanted. I mean, before the show, I was looking into my family history, and I've actually gone through the archives and actually located a couple of letters that was actually sent between the two of them when he was out in war. Now, I have them here.
Wonderful.
If you'd like me to read the letters.
I'd love that, yes.
Right. Let me just change my glasses, because these are a little bit difficult to read in.
Oh, they're fantastic. They are absolutely wonderful, though.
Well, let's just put these glasses on, and I'll read you the letters.
Yes.
Ed. Right.
What treat.
This one was dated the 14th of August 1917. So it went a little bit like this, and I will do it in my my great grandmother's tone of voice. Here we go. Bear in mind, she's talking to her husband, the Colonel. To my dearest Kearney Werney, how are you keeping, Petal? Me and Spit the dog miss you so much. Are you enjoying your holiday in Germany? I hope you are putting on plenty of suntan lotion and getting your towel on the sun loungers before those dirty krauts, the Germans. We are really missing a man around the house here. There is a loose screw in the bathroom window. The bins have not been put out in 9 months, and Spit has not had a walk in such a long time. We long for your return, Kearney. Please write back as soon as you can. Your everlasting lover, Mrs. Hall. P.S. Remember to apply 1 dab in the morning and last thing before you go to bed of your Piles cream.
Oh, okay. Well, she sounds like an absolutely wonderful, sensitive, caring soul.
What a woman.
What a wonderful woman. They don't make women like that now.
No.
That's of an age. Absolute wonderful woman.
Well, if you're interested, I have his response.
I would love to.
Just to give you a bit of family background about the Shitehouse history.
Yes.
That's the purpose in this, of course.
Yes.
So this is dated the 24th of January 1918, so a few months after. So again, I would do it in the tone of my great grandfather. Dear Mrs. Hall, I'm sorry it's taken months to reply, but I've been occupied with other duties that you might be aware of, if you've been paying attention. The Army General opened your letter, and I am now the laughingstock of the whole military. All respect built up over 4 years of graft and hard work has been lost. I am fighting a war over here, Mrs. Hall, trying to lead men against the Germans in military battle. I am not on a bendy booze trip with some of the lads from the local lamb and lettuce. Good God, woman, get a grip. You can surely do these jobs yourself, and I can't be fighting your trivial battles as well. I will be home soon, and I will make a proper woman out of you, you silly old bat. Yours sincerely, Colonel Hall. P.S. Get that duck ready for my tea when I walk through that door. 5 p.m. sharp.
Wow. What a wonderful, wonderful man.
You can see he's a little bit abrupt, but you know where he's coming from.
Yes, he's a little bit abrupt. He does have a bit of a sensitivity. You can tell he cares for his wife. You know. So, wonderful. Thank you for sharing such a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Well, because of me going through the local archives of my family history, I actually printed off a couple of photos of them. Would you be interested in seeing them?
I would, and I know our viewers would especially your fans.
Okay, here we. You might see some resemblance, you may not, but there's the Colonel. There he is.
Oh, he's a bit ugly, isn't he? He's a bit of an ugly git, isn't he? I mean, oh yes, he does look like you. Yes, I can see the resemblance there. Yes, absolutely. I must say, he looks a little bit of a miserable git.
A little. He wasn't the happiest soul around, but he was a good man, and he meant well.
Yes.
He's something I aspired to. So.
Yes, and I can tell he's definitely has that Shitehouse element.
No, he's definitely a Shitehouse, all right.
Well, thank you for
that. That's the Colonel.
Yes,
that's the
wonderful,
Colonel. Wonderful man, and I've actually got a picture of his wonderful, beautiful wife.
Oh, I heard she was a bit of a dolly bird back in the day.
You have a look at her.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes. That's absolutely...
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman, yes. Inside and out. Okay, Ed, are we okay? Yes,
I'm a bit speechless, actually. I don't know what to say about that.
Yes.
She's absolutely bedazzling. Would you mind if I take this?
Well, I can get you a photocopy, Ed.
I would. Oh, actually, what I'll do, I'll give it back later.
Okay.
I'll just pop it down here for now because there's something I want to do with anyway.
Okay. I'll leave you to it then.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for telling us about your background, your history. It explains a lot. It does. I will say that. Let's get back to what you're most known for, which is obviously your creativity, your artwork.
Yeah.
Describe to me a painting that inspires you.
Oh, what a question. So there's so many I could think of. I mean, going through them when I was a youngster, you've got the Starry Night, you've got the girl with the pearl nose ring, and of course you've got the Mona Lisa.
Oh, the Mona Lisa. You mean the Mona Lisa?
Yeah, that one. But I'm going to go with Whistler's mother.
Oh, Whistler's mother. That's interesting. And that's a bit of a strange one because obviously she wasn't the most beautiful woman.
Well, the painting itself was not the most elegant, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, your 5-year-old granddaughter could probably do a better drawing.
Yes.
I'm not going to disrespect the man, but to me, it was a picture of Whistler's mother.
Yes.
And as I've learned staying with friends and families over the years, families are very important.
Yes.
And although Mr. Whistler was perfectly aware that his mother was a hideous old bat who looked like she had a cactus lodged up her backside, he thought the world of her. And in my eyes, that's marvellous.
Well, what can we say about that? I mean, so obviously it's a very personal thing for you.
It's a family touch for me.
Absolutely. And we touched on this earlier with your great Great, great.
Yeah, got it.
Grandfather.
Yeah.
He was a strong, confident male,
Oh,
and he was the leader of the strong, confident male allegiance.
Yeah.
And as you are a strong, confident male, which work of art do you mostly identify with?
Well, it's a good question, but been asked this question many a time, and I'm going to go with the famous portrait of Leonardo DiCaprio's The Last Supper. To me, that basically portrays unity. It's a bunch of men of walks of all life. You've got taxmen, fishermen, and IT consultants. So you've got people of all walks of life, and they were coming together for the greater cause. So again, that was showing unity and strong leadership within the male community. So that's the one I'm going to choose.
Wonderful answer.
Thank you.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I think it would be a shame for our viewers if I didn't ask this. Would you mind if doing us a picture? Drawing us a picture?
Ed.
Would you mind drawing me?
Live on television.
Live on television.
Have you?
I've got a pen and paper here for you.
What a question. Put me on the spot, Winnie.
But I know you're more than capable.
I'll just put the kernel down there.
Yes, you can go there.
I'll just
Draw it
this side, actually, a bit better. Thank you, Ed. So,
Wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
I'll get on. You can carry on with the questions.
Yeah, I was going to say, what I'll do, I'll continue asking a few questions just while you're drawing a picture. I can't wait to see this. I'm sure it's going to be magnificent, like all your other work. So, you previously said in interviews in the newspapers,
Yeah.
you're a lonely character, and I'm sure this impacts you artistically. When you say lonely, do you mean like physically lonely? Do you live alone a lot of the time just for that inspiration, or why are you such a lonely man?
Well, I think being in the industry, I think you need moments of isolation to draw inspiration, and you have to get into those moments, and the moments where you actually are inspired by events. And I just think personally, is where you'll feel most comfortable, and that for me is on the sitter. I have visions of art, and the inspiration just comes to me, and I can just draw and draw and draw. So that's where I really feel the most comfortable and inspirational, is on that toilet, on the bog.
So, would you say you feel like a king on the throne when you're taking your number two?
Very much so. Very, very much so.
Wow. Well, what can we say to that? That is something else. How you get on with that drawing?
It's getting there, Ed. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Wonderful. So here's a question, random question. What wouldn't you do without?
Well, there are many things that I wouldn't do without, but there is actually an item that I've had with me for many, many years, and you just never know when you need this item. Basically, you never know when you need to stir a cup of tea, cup of coffee, chocolate, whatever, or even indulge into a yogurt. So it's my little spoon. Now, I think I've left it in the canteen. Shall I just go and get it for you?
Yes.
Just 1 second,
Yes.
viewers. 1 second, sorry.
I'll just have a little chat with our audience while Mr Shitehouse is getting this item. I know this is something that's deeply personal to him, and that he's sharing with us. So here we go. I'm looking forward to this.
Sorry, Ed, I forgot it.
Don't worry, that's okay. Let's see this wonderful item.
Oh, where did I put it? Oh, God, it's gone. Oh, I ain't getting forgetful in my old age. There it is. There you go.
Let's have a look.
There you go.
Oh, this is very interesting. Yes. Oh, it says property of Ed Winchester on the back.
Sorry?
Property of Ed Winchester. So you've had this literally this afternoon when you was having your yoghurt in our canteen for your lunch.
Oh, it must be a mistake. I must have given you the wrong one.
So this is what you're saying is your most favourable item that inspires you on a daily basis.
I would not go without it. I would not go without it.
Right. I'm not sure what to say about that. But let's move on swiftly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll pop this down there.
Okay.
If you don't mind just washing it up and returning it to the canteen later on.
No problem at all.
Thank you very much. Right. How you getting on with this drawing anyway? Any good?
Nearly there. I think you've got to ask me anything else?
Yes, I'm going to ask you another question.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, nearly there.
This is a controversial question.
Yeah.
I think it's been leading up to this the whole evening, the whole interview. Basically, your fans, your critics, even the members of the public have been asking this question. You're probably aware of this. You've been in the news, the front page of the Sunday Times last Sunday, basically saying that you are A, compulsive bigamist, and B, a compulsive liar.
Baloney. About what?
Basically, you have 3 wives. Their names are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
I'm only interested in one woman, Shirley Shitehouse. I've been with her since the age of 10. Childhood sweethearts.
Have you any evidence of this Shirley? Because nobody has ever actually seen this Shirley.
I keep her locked up. I mean, I keep her indoors, and she just does stuff for me. So we tend not to put her out into the public.
Well, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Mr Shitehouse, but me and my researchers, we had a meeting this morning, and basically they showed me CCTV footage of you getting married in Gretna Green with not 1 wife, not 2 wives, with 3 wives.
No.
And I've seen the marriage certificates.
No.
Mr Shitehouse, you've married 3 women, all 3 of them named Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I've seen written verification, video footage, and are you actually going to sit there and have the audacity to
They are
deny
friends
this?
of mine. They're friends. If you've seen anything at
So
all.
do you know these women?
They're friends. They are in love with me, which most women are. But they're from the Far East. They're not something that I, yes, they're all like, oh, Mr Shitehouse, me love you long time. But, they're just friends to me.
So you marry all your friends?
I don't marry them, they're just friends to me. I might have signed something when I wasn't paying attention, but it's not something I really think about too much about. I've only got one woman in my life, and that's Shirley Shitehouse.
Which
She's
nobody's ever seen.
safely at home, locked up, sorry, not locked up, doing the dishes, and that's where she belongs. No, let me rephrase that. She belongs in the house. Listen, let's just move on to the next subject.
Yes, let's go to something a little bit more light-hearted. Let's have a look at this drawing. I'm so excited
well,
to see
listen,
this.
it only took me 5 minutes, so you have to bear in mind it's not my...
Look, I know you're a genius. Look, I know your private life's your private life, but I know your artistry is something to behold. I know that. Let's have a look at this.
There you go. What do you make of that?
Who's that?
That's you, Ed Winchester.
You're saying that's me?
Yes, it's look like, isn't it?
And what is that penis?
That's not a penis, that's a belt.
I'm sorry, Mr Shitehouse, that is obviously a rather extended penis that you've put on there.
Listen.
The penis is actually longer than his legs.
If you look at your belt, that is longer than your legs. So I've measured both my legs and my belt in comparison.
I'm sorry, Mr
So that is a
Shitehouse.
belt, it's not a penis.
I'm sorry, but you've actually got a speech bubble there saying, I am a prat.
Oh yes, I didn't know I did that, sorry about
And you've
that.
actually drawn obviously a big donkey penis on there. With very small feet.
Well...
And you're saying that's me?
I'm saying it's a lookalike. It's a portrait of you. I'm not saying it's you, but it's the best I can do.
I
of you.
think that is absolutely disgusting. I think you've come onto my show, you've disrespected me, you've shown me no respect, you're not telling the truth, you're painting pictures like that of me, saying I'm a prat. Fair play, you've drawn a very large penis, which, actually, no, forget that. I am very, very offended by that. Very offended.
Well, I'm offended by you being offended, and I don't like my work being spoken about like that. So don't talk to me like that, because I am well respected in the art industry, and this is the first interview that I've come on that is actually someone's having the audacity to question my art.
Yes, that's not exactly crap on a stick, is it? That's not a burning duvet. That is absolute rubbish. That is absolute rubbish. I am absolutely bewildered that you've come on my show and you've given me that absolute pile of crap.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
That is
I've
absolutely
never in my
disgusting,
life
that
had anything ripped up in front of me, and I'm not being spoken to an Austin Powers lookalike who looks like he's got a wig on. In fact, I reckon that is a wig.
Don't be daft.
Take
this
it,
is
go
my.
on,
This
take
is,
it, go on.
Don't be daft. This is my hair. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Mr. Shitehouse, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?
I'm off.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry about that. That is most uncalled for. The unprofessionalism. I'm just absolutely shocked. Right. Okay. Let's just finish this on a good note.
Something nice.
Let's just finish this on a good note.
I'm not coming back.
Yeah. Is he ready? Yeah. Mr. Shitehouse, would you like to come back? Mr. Shitehouse. Let's just forget what happened. Let's just finish the interview. We're both professional people. We're both strong, confident men. We're better than this. Come on.
Okay.
That artwork was awful. Anyway, let's carry on. One last question.
Yes.
Thank goodness for that. Do you ever blur the line between reality and fantasy?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I'm not going to go into any detailed answer, and you don't need any evidence, but no is the answer, and that's my final answer.
I think we know the answer anyway, to be honest, because we look at you and you're an absolute joke. Your spoon is your most prized possession. That's the spoon. Property of Ed Winchester that you literally just had about 30 minutes ago in our canteen for your lunch. You're a bigamist. You've got 3 wives. You've got an imaginary wife who no one's ever met.
Surely
no one's ever
safely
seen.
indoors.
You've got 3 wives called Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Who love me,
Goodness
but
knows.
they're only friends.
Goodness knows where you met these women. And on top of it all, you come on here and you're disrespectful. And all I'm going to say is... look, let's bury the hatchet. We're on live television.
Okay.
Mr. Shitehouse.
I'm willing to forgive if you are.
Yes.
As men
Yes.
of the modern day world,
Yes.
let's look at
Yes.
the positives in our lives.
Yes.
So let's look at
Look, forgiveness is important. Forgiveness is very important. And I think you're a fantastic artist. I'm not sure what happened tonight,
it was a one-off.
but your previous artwork was second to none.
Thank you.
Second to none. So let's wrap this up. Let's call it a day. Mr. Shitehouse, it's been different.
Thank you, Mr. Winchester.
Can I shake your hand?
Oh, do you think we should be really? With COVID and everything.
It's all a load of old crap. Don't worry about it. So don't you worry about that.
Okay, I'll sit back down then.
Lovely. So, just to conclude, thank you, Mr. Shitehouse. It's been a very interesting evening. I'm sure people are going to remember this for a very, very
Bye, Monday, Tuesday,
long time.
Wednesday.
Thank you so
you later.
much. So until next time, keep safe, keep strong, keep confident, know your worth, and good night. So, just one last thing before we go. We do have a YouTube channel. We are the Two Stevies. Please subscribe. The link is in the bio. And we look forward to our next video. God bless.
God bless. Good night.